Good morning or good afternoon, depending on you're calling from. Welcome to today's live session. My name is Kenneth Ubea with Digital Africa, and today we'll be talking about how you can monitor wetlands using Digital Africa with the example of Okavango in Botswana. Our Digital Africa program was set up 5 years ago. The main mission of empowering decision making in the greater natural resource management and working with partners across the continent. This is a free platform powered by Amazon Web Services based on open data cube technology and open to everyone. In this session today, we are sharing some of the work by Dr. Kilobogem Fundisi, who's a lecturer at the University of Botswana. She was able to share how the Okavango Delta has been affected by drought over time, pointing out Lake Ngami in the lower Okavango Delta in Botswana, which really has been affected by drought. In this particular case, we were using water observation from space to show the water variability initially the period of 2017 to 2020, but then we were able to go back even last 30 years to see how the situation is. Preliminary, you can actually see the water extent in the years 2008, 2013 having a recharge, 2017 quite dry, and even as we speak this year, dry as well. Lake Ngami is part of the Okavango Delta, as you can see from this particular map shared by the University of Botswana. And Lake Ngami itself serves as an indicator of environmental change and climate variability. Using Digital Africa water observation from space, we're able to see those trends, initially using the water observation from space and later Sentinel-2 water index, and even looking at the water body service developed by Digital Africa. The water observation from space is a very key tool, showing you water variability over time. And Lake Ngami has actually been impacted by the effects of climate change, and we're able to show the visualization, especially when you look at the all-time water summary and annual summary. This is an example of the water summary for like 6 years, and we'll be able to show you a demo on how actually it is as we speak this year, the year 2025. Going back in time really helps us to understand how the situation is, and also coupled with the recorded rainfall events of the year 2010, 2011, we had a recharge of the water body, but over time, less rain was received, and the situation actually continued even in the year 2019, having quite drought, and slight recharge in the year 2021, but the drought has persisted up to the end of last year, the year 2024. But early this year, 2025, there's been record of rains. This is a very good trend to actually show what is happening over time. And we're also able to overlay it with the water body service to actually show you the actual change in the particular water body. So summarizing this from the legend, you can see different time epochs having what has been water. This is really a good time when farmers were doing also a lot of fishing, and also the wildlife was feeding on this water. But over time, the trend has been worrying, even going to the Makadikadi plains in Botswana. So please, this demo, you're able to go to maps.digitalearth.org and looking at the Okavango Delta itself, and now going specifically to Lake Ngami, we can see very good trends. Looking at the continental services, we have the water body service and the surface water. We have the water observation from space. We are able to look at the annual summary. And changing the legend gives us better understanding that actually there's been a lot of water variability, this particular water body. And looking at the annual water summaries, we can actually see the situation, starting with the year 2023, when we have this water observation from space updated up to, and now going back in time, we can actually pick up those epochs, we're able to see the early images. Noting the year 2017 had some water, at least, and moving to 2013 when the lake was at full capacity, 2014 thereof. But then some drought noted earlier on, especially when showed you the year 2008, 2009. So this has been quite of interest to various researchers. Using a platform like Digital Africa, we can see quite valuable insights and what we can really do to help our water body and water resources and water resource managers. Water is very key for life, and this case, looking at the various communities affected, even fishing, the economic activities are affected, and the people around the lake. So this is part of the greater Okavango Delta. So coupled by other events of the greater Delta itself, but now more specifically on this water body, the effects, the people around, the wildlife. So even sharing the link with partners, it's possible, as well as generating a comparison. So from that, we can also see the same example in our sandbox. We have the water observation from space, looking at the water extent, putting in your extents of Lake Ngami, and looking at the different results, different time epochs, and even generating an annual summary, which is very key for visualizing your research, even going back as 1990 to the situation. So we can see those other years, there's a period of almost 10 years, drought, some recharge, the year 2009, 2010. So you can actually see the trend from the graph, and also picking it some few dates, and also noting that this is a phenomenon which was there also in the 1990s. So this one also helps us to understand how the situation has been and how the ecosystem is coping with this. So be able to compare this with the water index, this is Sentinel-2 data, and these are some of the results you can see. Generating an animation, quite drought has been picked, and you can see the trend was there. Slight recharge in the year 2021, but drought has persisted. However, this year we expect more rainfall so that we can see how the situation will be. So looking at the image of the year 2016, the month of December, quite good recharge, but now drought is observed up to the year 2019, 1st of June, very dry. Slight recharge in the year, early of the year 2022, but drought into the year 2023 and observed over time. So this can also be represented in a graph, provide more understanding and correlation with what we've just presented. And comparing this with the size of the water body, we're able to see the rainfall and the size of the water body respectively, but generally has been quite some drought. And also we can generate the same looking at the Jupyter notebook, particular notebook for water extent using Sentinel-2, where we put in the lake shapefile, extent of the area, getting the water index, and looking at the extent of the water over time, which we were able to present in the other work. And generally noted drought has been observed. So this is a very key resource for our greater water management, picking out areas that will need more investment and more partners who will be able to work together. Drought has been observed. We're able to also to see an example of the digital Africa maps, maps.digitalearth.org. Going to Lake Ngami again as an example. And we're able to put and add the water observation from space, now the water body service, and which gives you historical extent over 35 years. And if you click on this area, it will give you the unique water body identifier, and we'll be able to see the trends over time. Rainfall around 2013, 2014, and you can see the trends respectively. Also in this chart here, you can download the CSV file and do more analysis on your R software or other software programs, giving you the greater variability and also adjust flexibility to use it or use the results in your other platforms. We also have the wetland insight tool. It's very interesting, showing you using Landsat data, the extent of the water bodies. We're able to clip the area lake and see the extents maybe over a period of 4 or 5 years and see every 3 months how the situation is. But you can see a lot of soil, their soil is observed on top, so depicting quite some drought in the area. We also have the water bodies long-term animation, very key to visualize the situation. Here we put the coordinates of the Lake Ngami, and this is the water body itself. And looking at its unique identifier label and put it there for the analysis, we're able to show the area. When loading in our data, we can see a good trend observed. And now we're able to couple to show the results of this water body every year. And now in the next slide, now you'll see now the actual information. The trend having been noted and quite some decrease towards the year 2022. And moving further with the work by Dr. Kilebugi, we were able to see how we could map seasonal changes in the Greater Okavango Delta. And this was the typical workflow, which has been added in the use case folder called Okavango. It shows you the wetland, the water extent, also historical rainfall, and finally getting a taste of how you can visualize the rainfall over time. So the first one is to run each notebook step by step, loading in the Lake Ngami and changing the dates respectively. And here we have our water extent, wetland insight tool. Then from there, we do the water extent long-term using the water observation from space, where you'll get a great animation of the whole Okavango Delta, quite some big data. This is a resource shared by 3 countries or so. And having this animation is very great to see how the situation is and a glimpse of the drought. We're also able to see the water extent over time, not in the times when there was good rainfall, and also the trends over time and even drought being captured, especially in the yellow water to no water. Then we're also able to map the seasonal changes, the same delta. This is the shapefile for the region, and loading the data respectively, which may take some few minutes. You'll be able to get also some great results that will come to your results folder. Next, we're able to look at the historical climate rainfall for the delta, and we're able to share this as a CSV file, which will actually later use it to visualize the rainfall surface extent for the region. It's quite a big area, and that's why tools like Digital Africa, with a click of a button, we can unlock a lot of insights into the situation. So looking at the discharge, looking at the rainfall itself and the water extent. Lastly is to look at the rainfall discharge for this particular basin and also correlating this with the rainfall data that has been captured and comparing it to the size of the water body. And finally, forecasting the surface water extent using this information. We could also be able to correlate what is likely to happen. However, there's also need for more data mining and, of course, validation. In the results folder, you'll see all these good work. And this is also more explained in the user guide at digitalafrica.org. And looking at the analysis sandbox folder, we have the use cases. And we'll be able to go to the Okavango respectively and see all these 5 items, 6 items that we've discussed. Also, as we move towards those examples, we can be able to see the greater visualization of the Okavango Delta. And in the other one, you can see a background image using Sentinel data. This work received quite some attention. We had some journalists in the year 2021 being interested in coming to visit, and they were able to come and see the situation, and were connected to Dr. Kilopogi to actually visit the community around. And as with this translation from German, it actually captured the title that this lake will actually disappear if no action is taken. So in summary, Dr. Kilopogi's work has been able to provide insights on how we can use this for the greater delta, and also coupled with other data sets that include more decision makers, the metrology, and other stakeholders, so that we leave no one behind in the greater water resource management. Digital Africa has developed this process that if we are able to be empower yourself, free, self-paced, also having a course in digital water resources, and also we have a course on water body service. You can connect with us through various ways on our website, and also the live sessions in English and French. Same session will be available next week in French. And acknowledging the partners who've made this program a success, especially the Australian government and the trust. And also finally, just giving you a small demo of the platform again, so that you could be able to share with us your experience on whether you are being able to use the platform, and what has been working for you, and the experience also in looking at the models that Digital Africa has developed. So looking at the modules in English and French, you could look at the Discover New and see some amazing courses, including the changes that you've mentioned. And in the Digital Africa Water course, self-paced, and you'll be able to look at various topics and monitor your progress, where you receive your course, your certificate. And also we have the water bodies course. As you can see, various topics, and there's a quiz, and also keep updating and adding more courses. And also on our website, you'll be able to see how to connect to the live session recording, so that we empower you, leaving no one behind. So this program has been a success thanks to your support, making sure that we leave no one and no place behind. And here is our QR code. If you scan, we'll be able to share with you more information. However, thanking you for being with us in these sessions. And next week, a colleague will present the same topic, and we'll be sharing the list of the recordings respectively. Thank you so much for being part of this ecosystem.